Hey guys, it's Lizzie. So today I wanted to talk about something that's been bothering me for a while, and actually no, not specifically bothering me, but something that I realized about people, society in general. So a few months ago, or actually like a couple months ago, I was dealing with mental health thing and I needed people there for me to help support me. I was getting my own help, I was going to see psychologist, psychiatrist, I was getting it figured out. But you still need people in your life to be there for you when you're dealing with something, even if it's like something like with your physical health, like you still need people to like be there for you even if they can't do anything. Anyways, so I am someone who is very like wear my heart on my sleeve type person, where I like to talk to people when I need help and when I'm hurting from something, but I haven't always been that way. Like I haven't always opened up to people when I'm hurting, and I feel like it's still hard for me sometimes. Like I'm much more comfortable giving emotional support and advice and showing love to people than receiving it. And I realized why that is when I was dealing with all of this stuff a few months ago. I think that a lot of people are not comfortable talking about negative emotions. By negative emotions, I mean anything that is uncomfortable to feel or to talk about. Anger, sadness, brokenness, shame, anything that someone is hurting from and that's kind of entrapping them. I could even put insecurity in this list. If someone is feeling insecure from something, it's not something that people like talking about. When you're talking to a friend who's really hurting from something, if you're gonna fully listen and invest in what they're hurting from and make them feel understood, you have to understand it and you have to kind of take on the emotion and kind of go into that sadness with them for a little bit to talk about it. And then that emotion of whatever they're hurting from, like that hurt, that burden, it will kind of be on you too, since you know about it and now you're aware that they're hurting from something. I know this is a really roundabout video and I'm like saying all of this leading up to my actual point, but just be patient. I promise there's a point. On this channel, I'm always telling people to not keep what's hurting them inside and to open up to other people, and that if you're not going to be honest with people, you're not going to be freed from what's hurting you. That being said, I get so many messages from people who are hurting from things, and it's overwhelming that so many people do not feel comfortable talking to anyone in their life about what's hurting them, but they feel comfortable sending a message to me, someone who, I mean, you guys feel like you know me, but I'm kind of a stranger. Most of you have never met me, will never meet me, but you're opening up your lives and showing me your brokenness and wanting help. To me, I think it's awful that so many people don't feel comfortable talking to anyone in their life about what's hurting them. And so what I've really been promoting in my videos through the years is to talk to people and to not keep what's hurting you inside. But I don't think that's the problem. I don't think the problem is people not telling people in their lives. I think the problem is the people who are supposed to be there for them do not know how to be there for them. I think we've all experienced confiding in someone something and just getting a really bad reaction, whether it's judgment or the person denying your emotional experience. It's so uncomfortable that you kind of don't want to go to that person again to open up. So I think that the problem is that people would open up to other people if they felt emotionally safe, and I think that we are making people feel not emotionally safe to open up through our reactions or just like our relationships to them. Joey Graceffa came out with a song this year that I love, and one of the lines in it says, "The darkness can be such a lonely place on your own," and that line is so perfect and beautiful because it's awful dealing with something, hurting from something by yourself and not allowing someone else to come into that darkness with you. I feel like I'm rambling and not actually getting to the point, but I think we need to become more comfortable talking about brokenness with our friends and people that we love in our lives, because if you have a pattern of making someone feel not emotionally safe to open up, they're going to stop emotionally opening up to you and then slowly like stop emotionally opening up to everyone else in their life. I don't think teenagers who are messaging me about like their suicidal thoughts and their eating disorder and this breakup that's like crushing them, I don't think those people started off not confiding in a parent or a sibling or a friend. I think that when you're a little kid, like you want to tell your parents everything and be open and honest with them, and then your friends start to take on that role of someone to confide in as you grow up, and then something happens where you stop feeling safe to open up. That's what the problem is, and that's why people are not opening up to people about their brokenness, because they don't feel safe to share it. I made a video a year ago talking about emotional support, and it's like 15 minutes long, but like I'm gonna link it below. Go watch it if you are like emotionally don't know what you're doing, because I think that it's so harmful and it just creates these like embedded patterns where people are not opening up. A lot of times when someone is hurting from something, we're like, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me you were dealing with that? I wish I could have helped you. And you're almost like putting it on the person who didn't open up, as if it's their fault they didn't open up. But I think that if you're ever in that situation, you should be like, wait, maybe it's me. Maybe my relationship with this person is not one in which I'm inviting them to share information. Something that I find that's just missing from a lot of interactions that I experienced coming back to America from Thailand, and it's something that has been very like culture shock for me. Like all of my junior year at Pepperdine, it was just like I felt culture shocked because of this. There's this lack of asking questions, and instead it's almost like we're just supposed to like spit out information to each other, and the person will listen if you just start sharing, but there's less of someone like asking questions and being like, how are you? How is that affecting you? Are you sure you're okay? Like there's less of people just like digging and trying to understand and putting effort into understanding. I feel misunderstood a lot in America, and I think that's the problem. I think people are not asking questions. People are not putting effort into relationships to make people feel understood. I think that it's really easy to be there for someone when they're hurting. A lot of it is trying to understand what's going on. Ask them questions, and you don't even need to say anything. Like, I hate it when someone is hurting from something and either like they're telling me or they're telling someone else like, it'll get better, you're not the only one struggling with this, like this will make you stronger. Like these like cliches that are so freaking invalidating. Like, do not say things like that. Also, I've experienced like opening up to someone about something and then them just being like out of the conversation. This happened this year with someone who like I expected to be really there for me kind of thing, and this person just kind of like, I started like sharing something and just was like, okay, like bye. Oh my gosh, I just hit my blinds. This is someone who was like, let me know if you need anything, and then it's like I'm sharing, and that's what you need from people. Like instead of saying let me know if you need anything, like Google what they're struggling with and then help them. I know that sounds really strange, but you're not gonna always know how to be there for your friends, but if someone is like in a lot of emotional pain and you're like, let me know if you need anything, they're not really in the position to like reach out to you and be like, can you listen to me? Can you do this? Like they're not gonna reach out to you. You need to be reaching out to them once they've told you that they're hurting from something. Encouragement, encouraging text, encouraging words, affirmation is really good, but I think that a large part of this video that I'm talking about is just when someone is telling you something going on in their life, don't judge them, don't invalidate their emotion, don't tell them that they're crazy for feeling that or that they're not feeling that. Just keep asking questions and listen. Don't try to fix the problem. Don't start talking about your own problem similar to their problem. That's super invalidating too. Just make them feel understood by listening and actually wanting to understand. I just think that a lot of people don't want to understand what is hurting other people because we don't like dealing with those emotions that are so uncomfortable. But I think that that's awful because I've seen through my YouTube channel over the past 5 years so many people, like thousands of messages of people not being able to talk to their friends about their problems. And it's just so awful that this many people have no one to talk to. And if someone is suicidal and they're coming to me, talking to me about it, then there have been so many other emotional problems leading up to that that they have not felt emotionally safe talking to someone else in their life about, and that is such a problem. If you can't deal with brokenness with people in your life and you can only be a good friend to them when you're happy and you're hanging out and you're talking about superficial things that are exciting, then that's not a real relationship. That's like the most unauthentic relationship ever. I just don't understand that we have friendships and relationships that consist of not being able to deal with brokenness together. I think we all need to just like really look at ourselves and think, am I the type of person who my friends will come to when they're hurting from something? Do I know how to show empathy to people? Do I know how to listen to people? Do I know how to give emotional support and love people through what is hurting them? If you're thinking in the past few months, in the past year, if you haven't had several friends come to you with problems that you've helped them through and you have friends, then you're probably not that person. Something that I've experienced too is that some people are really good at emotional support and everyone comes to them with their problems and then that person gets burnt out because it's just exhausting for them dealing with it. Some people are naturally good at emotional support, and if you're not like that, I'm not like that, I had to learn, then you need to watch the video on emotional support and just start like seriously trying to change and be better at helping friends through problems. Something else that I was thinking about like 6 months ago, this like is kind of related to it too, is that we have an entire industry of psychologists and psychiatrists where people go to these people to help them through emotional problems. And I know that a lot of times if someone is dealing with some mental disorder, like that's kind of like a medical condition where they need to go get professional help. And that's kind of something that they definitely need to go to those people. But I think because we have that sphere in our society, everyone else doesn't feel this responsibility to be good listeners and to help people deal with problems. Instead, it's like, oh, just talk to the mental professional, which I'm not at all bashing going to counseling. I love counseling. Please go to counseling if you're hurting from something. That's really good. But I think that everyone else needs to develop interpersonal comm skills and active listening skills so that we can be there for our friends and listen to them and help them through their problems too. It shouldn't be like these people take care of emotional problems, everyone else just like doesn't care. It should be like everyone actively trying to love each other better. A lot of people are just like uncomfortable talking about serious things and talking about brokenness, but we have to stop just feeling uncomfortable and like avoiding it and not dealing with it and thinking that our friend is okay and they're talking to someone else and like they'll be okay. If you told your friend, let me know if you need anything, and they haven't come to you yet, that doesn't mean they're doing okay. We need to step up and love each other better, because it's awful that there's so many people who don't know who to talk to. This was a really, really long rant. I didn't know that this video was gonna be like this. Comment below, what do you think is the problem? What do you think that we should all do to make our friends feel more comfortable opening up, and what we can do to help friends go through periods of brokenness? I know that I'm not naturally good at emotional support, and that's why I'm always working on this, because I know that it's not my strong suit, and it's something that I'm only good at because I've researched so much and I work so hard. I'm so intentional about it. If you feel clueless emotionally, you can build your emotional intelligence skills and you can be better at loving people when they're hurting. Even if you feel like completely oblivious, like you have no idea what to do, like you feel so awkward when someone is crying or something, like I promise that you can learn and build these skills. And I really, really encourage you to start doing that now and not wait until one of your friends has no one to talk to when they're struggling with something. The reason I'm so passionate about this is that the New Testament talks about dealing with problems together and carrying each other's burdens, and I think that we're supposed to make someone else's pain our pain. If someone else is celebrating, we're supposed to celebrate too. That's what the body of Christ is, and that's what we're supposed to be. And if we're supposed to be bringing the kingdom of heaven to earth, then we need to start being there for people when they're hurting. I think that's everything that I wanted to address in this video. I know it took forever getting to my actual point, and this is kind of like an abstract concept thing I've been thinking about, but it's something that's just been like really, like I've intensely been thinking about it lately, and I hope that you guys understood what I was talking about. I make new videos every Monday, and make sure to thumbs up this video if you haven't yet so that more people can see it. Okay guys, bye!